everyone.
Hello. Welcome back.
Or welcome if you've never been to our channel before.
I'm Allie.
And I'm Sam, and we are trying to make a baby.
Oh.
We're married. So we obviously are missing something key in the baby making process. And little swimmers. And that means that we have to do things a little bit differently. So we have done 3 IUIs. We are going to share our IUI experience with you, and hopefully this helps someone out there. All right,
Should we say what it is?
yeah, let's start with that.
Okay.
What is an IUI?
IUI stands for intrauterine insemination. Intrauterine insemination goes right up with a catheter into the uterus, so it bypasses all of that stuff.
It used to commonly be called artificial insemination.
AI.
Like Allie said, they put the sperm directly into your uterus so that it has less distance to go and will hopefully be more successful.
So in terms of success rates, we were under the impression, and online it says a lot, that it's about 20% per try, 10 to 20. But after we did it, we spoke to the doctor, and she said it was actually, with frozen sperm, only 8%.
The success rates are about 20% when you're using fresh sperm. So anyone that is using sperm from a sperm bank is obviously using frozen sperm. That's how they transport it, that's how they store it. That only has a success rate of about 8% per cycle.
Although I feel like the research and the stats are so different. Like, you can find stats that say it's 25%, and our doctor said 8, so we're like, okay, well,
Yeah.
It makes us feel better that it didn't work because it was only 8%. Take what you want from that. We're not professionals.
An IUI is done at your fertility clinic. It's done by a doctor or a nurse, so you'll be under the care of a physician for it. Sometimes you get put on medicine beforehand. So I was put on letrozole, which is a medication to help you ovulate because I have PCOS. There's lots of other kinds of medication that people are put on, just depending on your situation, what you're struggling with, if you're struggling with anything. It's typical to be put on letrozole or Clomid just to up your chances a bit so that you know you're definitely going to ovulate that cycle.
Or you might not be put on anything.
Yeah, you could do a completely natural IUI.
Some clinics will monitor you. We did natural cycles, so even though it was on medication, that was still considered a natural cycle. We didn't have ultrasounds or things like that to check the follicles. It was just at-home ovulation predictor kits, which we tried many brands to make sure that we had it right. So we didn't do any monitoring with ours. It was just relying on the OPKs, ovulation predictor kits.
Why didn't we do monitored then?
Because it's expensive. So it was way more money to do the monitored cycles. They also didn't offer it as an option at all.
Which is weird because it is an option.
We've learned you really have to ask and advocate for yourself. I love our clinic. Everyone's been amazing. The only thing is, for us, they haven't offered options. We've been the leaders, kind of. Which I really like, because then you don't feel swayed or persuaded to do something that you don't want to do. But I do understand that some people might need the direction.
Letrozole is a medication that you take on certain cycle days, so I did that. And then it was just waiting at home, peeing on lots of sticks to wait and figure out when I ovulated. So that is something that we tracked for a while leading up to the IUI, the insemination. So we had an idea about when it would be. And then with our clinic, all we did was call the morning of a positive OPK. If it happened before like 8 a.m., you'd get in that same day. If it was later, then you get put into the next day.
Yeah, we never went the same day.
Because I always got a positive in the afternoon.
Yeah, it would be like negative in the morning, positive in the afternoon or evening. So it was always the next day. Or the first time it was like we called Friday night, and you didn't get it until Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday morning. It was because it was Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
That is the lead up to it. And then they just gave me a time to come in. Easy peasy. It's actually a really, really easy process getting an IUI done. So Allie wasn't able to come in with me, but we went to the fertility clinic. She waited outside. I just FaceTimed her. And they just led me back to a room. It's similar to a pap smear. So you put your legs up, they put in a speculum, then they insert the catheter through your cervix, up into your uterus. That can be a little uncomfortable. It can cause some cramping. Also, if you're someone that finds a pap smear in general uncomfortable, then you're probably going to find the experience the same amount of uncomfortable, maybe a little more with the catheter. Once the speculum and the catheter are in, they just put the sperm through the catheter. It is super fast. It takes like seconds.
2 seconds, really?
Allie every time was like, it's done.
It's so fast. It's like when you get the flu shot, you're like, it's done?
They leave the catheter in for like 10 seconds just to let it all swim out. They take it out and then they say, lay there on your back for 20 minutes and relax. So that's all you do. You just literally just lay there and wait for 20 minutes and you wonder, am I pregnant? Did I just get pregnant? Well, it can't happen that fast, but you still think it. And then you go home. There's no need to rest or do anything differently. They recommend that you don't do any strenuous exercise, only like slow, leisurely walks for your 2-week wait. But besides that, there's not really much that you can do. There's lots of wives' tales and stuff.
So many wives' tales. And in the on our third try, we did the wives' tales.
So many wives' tales. I
Didn't
ate so much
work.
pineapple.
Didn't work. So
that was the whole IUI process, and then you wait for 2 weeks, and then you go back into a blood collection place to do what people refer to as a beta. I don't know why.
just a blood test.
It's to test your hormones to see if you are pregnant. They call you with the results. They say, yes, you're pregnant, or no, you're not pregnant. Did we take pregnancy tests at home?
I was going to say, who actually can wait till the blood test? Also, imagine you get the news on a phone call rather than knowing at home. Wait, not for us. It was better to know.
If you're using a trigger shot, you can't test at home, and because the trigger shot will give you a positive, you just have to make sure that the trigger shot is out of your system first. So there are different options as a same-sex female couple. So we could have done an insemination at home. That wasn't an option for us personally.
So in Canada, you can't have sperm shipped to your home from a sperm bank. There's one place that is a fertility clinic / sperm bank that does have a home insemination program. We did inquire about that and we had an appointment with them, but you weren't a good candidate because it's sperm. It doesn't last a long time when you ship it, so you'd have to have a really regular cycle. You wouldn't have qualified.
No, because I have PCOS.
So it was the same price as well as the
It was very expensive.
It was actually more expensive because it was mandatory that you buy 2 vials of sperm and do inseminations at home like 12 to 18 hours apart. We were just like, you know what? Not for us. So we went with the clinic.
And then there was IUI as an option. Another option is to do IVF. IVF is a lot more complex. It uses a lot more medications, it's needles, it's a lot more stress emotionally, and
Invasive.
It's invasive
And
that's a good
expensive.
word.
That's why we did IUI first. We initially decided we're going to do IVF. The success rates are higher. It's more of a upfront investment, but like makes way more sense to us. I'd rather spend a lot of money and have a high success. But okay, so we actually were influenced by the initial doctor who said, you know what, there's a medication that helps you ovulate, so you can try IUI. It's way cheaper. You might want to give it a couple tries. So we thought, okay, you know what, it could work. It has worked for a lot of people.
Yeah, we know lots of people that have got pregnant with IUIs.
Yeah, so many. It does work for a lot of people. So we thought, we'll give it 3 tries. And we did.
The only thing is, though, we have friends that got pregnant right away on IUIs, and we have friends that did like 10 tries to get pregnant with IUIs. So they really add up. So let's talk about cost. This is obviously very specific to our clinic and our experience, but how much did we spend per IUI?
So each vial of sperm was about close to $1,000. So when the sperm arrives at the clinic, they charge you $300 per shipment arrival and storage. So we paid that 2 times. Then we paid the actual clinic fee, which was $850. which is more than an IUI. So they call it therapeutic donor insemination. So we did that. We also you did acupuncture, which really added up. It was every week, and it's $100 a week.
Yeah.
We didn't do it the last IUI.
In a month where we're doing an IUI, it would be 5 sessions, so that's $500. I'm adding this all up on the screen as we go.
Okay.
My letrozole was pretty cheap. It was about, let's say, it was $30 a month. Plus, let's add my prenatal in there too. So this is the total cost. And then we did that 3 times, except the last time we didn't
Do the acupuncture.
do the acupuncture, so we saved
Or
that
the
money.
letrozole.
Or the letrozole, yeah.
So that's
That is
the
what it
cost,
costs.
and you can see how that would add up. Say we had to do it 9 times. That would add up to a lot of money. So that's why we're moving on to IVF, because it's more expensive, but you maybe get embryos later
Yeah.
to freeze, which is so exciting.
That's what's going to work for us. Lots of people keep trying with IUIs
Yeah.
and are successful. So if you are going to, you think, try lots of IUIs, don't be discouraged. Also,
Yeah, it could take, like, at home for a straight couple just trying, it could take 8 months. So, like, I understand why you would try IUI, like, for a year.
especially if you have access to sperm, like if
Yeah.
your partner has sperm, then that could be really a good option for you to do IUIs.
For sure. If we didn't pay for the sperm, I'd say let's try IUI like a few more times.
Or in some places, I know IUIs are more covered in their healthcare, so
Which is so great for
it's
people.
great for them.
I think there's no right or wrong way, and there's sometimes lots of judgment between like people doing what's right for them and thinking that's right for everybody, but you need to follow your gut and do what's right for you, and don't listen to people who tell you otherwise. Make your own
Wise
choice.
words.
Even the doctors. If you're like, no, my gut says I want to skip the IUIs and go to IVF, you fight for that because it's your choice.
Yeah, highly, highly recommend advocating for yourself with your fertility clinic.
If you have more questions, let us know below.
And that is our IUI story. That's our journey. That's our experience. I hope that it was educational to somebody out there, and
Good luck if you're doing it.
thank you so much for watching. If you would like to follow along on our baby journey, make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below and the little bell notification so that you never miss a video, and we will see you back here soon.
See you soon.